Hi, Sam. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Are you here in Victoria?
Yes, I see a patch of blue sky up there. What I was saying before, feeling humidity for the first time in about 6 months. So my hair just went instantly bonkers. It literally just went like crazy. Anyway, that's
The
good.
locks of your
But
youth are back.
exactly, yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Awesome. So first tour since the start of the pandemic, correct?
hmm That's
How
correct,
did
yeah.
it feel to get back on the road and like play your home show and everything? How was that?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we did start off at home, which is something we've never done before because we've always wanted to play, sort of get our sea legs underneath us, and then you play your hometown show because there's just so much more of everything going on with a hometown show. There's people coming out, people that you went to kindergarten with are in the audience, and there's just this feeling of, I guess we all feel it. It's sort of like it's like going to your high school reunion again. You want to put in a want to make a good impression.
Yeah,
So, but we decided to rip the band-aid off this time and just go straight into the hometown show. So, it was great, and so far it's just been beautiful shows night after night. And I think we tend to forget sometimes that it wasn't just the bands that didn't get to sort of play for the 3 years. It's the audience as well who had to put that love of live music on hold for a long time. So I think when you kind of bring those two things back together again, there's a real romance brewing again. But and there's just been a lot of energy in the rooms every day, and we're just trying to enjoy every minute of it. If we learned one thing, it's just sort of never. I'm not saying we ever took it for granted, but just uh, yeah, just never allow yourself to become jaded just because you've been doing something for a long time, and never assume that it's always going to be there either. So just throw yourselves into the show like it's your last.
totally. Try and be grateful for the fact that like you get to do
Mhm.
it again. You don't know when that
Yeah.
can happen again. So just really enjoy it. Even the smell of the stinky tour bus, you're like, oh yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, it's just the best. No, we've been in a van. Forget tour bus. We've been sort of compartmentalizing this tour in a way that we've never done before, in an attempt to play on the good nights of the week. So it's not we didn't come roaring back just saying like, oh, let's just assume that everything's going to be amazing again. We wanted to be able to play in Victoria on a Friday night and not on a Monday. So we've carved out little uh, pockets, and it's been a very different way of doing it. But I think that it's sort of contributed a lot to how good the shows feel right now because everybody can be as hungover as they need to be the next day and just get on with it.
I was just about to say it's so hard as like a 30 something year old to convince yourself to go out on a school night when it's a Tuesday show.
Oh,
You're like, I want to go, but it's 8 p.m.
absolutely. That's what happens.
Oh,
I saw a really great breakdown of that, like your 20s, you're like, I'll do anything, anytime. Your 30s, it's like, there was a comedian. He's like, is it going to be loud there? Should I, is it open late?
can I sit down somewhere?
Exactly. And then in your 40s, you're just like, I'm not going anywhere.
I've already hit that point. I'm like, ooh, it's after dark. Could we reschedule till the morning? That would be more my time.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can't see you're pre-40s now, is what's happening to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm already edging into that. Well, I think the pandemic aged me a little in terms of like my wanting to be standing and doing stuff for long periods of time, but very happy to go to shows again, needless to say.
Um, well, that's good. I'm glad.
When was the last time you guys actually were here in the city?
It's going back to our Terraform tour. This was our first show of the tour then, and which is kind of, we were just talking about how Montreal was the first show of this tour, but Victoria has always been the traditional starting point for any tour that we've been on, whether it was going back to opening for the Hip at the Royal Theatre, back in 2002. That was again, Victoria was the sort of the launching pad for everything that happened, and sort of in that sense, what happened here sets the tone for everything that happens after that. But so I think the last time was starting the Terraform tour, which would have in 2016. I was back here with my side project band, the Anyway Gang, in 2022, I believe. Sort of, or 20. I'm not sure. I think it was 2022, and that was the last official time that I played in Victoria. So it just feels like a lot of time's gone by, and I guess at this point we can say, fairly say that it was. It has been a lot of time. So long overdue reunion with our people here in Victoria.
Definitely. Well, the show sold out so fast. We had barely announced it and tickets were just gone. So people here are very much yearning for live music and they're very excited about it tonight.
Yeah, we're excited, and that it's all it's. I suppose it's nice for your pride when a show sells out that fast, but it is an indication of that connection that you have with the place, and the connection that you have with the fans there. So, I mean, we just appreciate that so much that's how Victoria responded to us coming back out to play again. So, yeah, it's just a beautiful thing to have happen for sure.
Definitely. So new album, The Adventures of Ben Blank. It's your 8th studio album. So as I've been searching on the internet, Ben Blank is supposed to be kind of like a little bit of an alter ego moment for you.
Yeah, it's the whole idea of an alter ego. Just even in saying that, sort of, is an alter ego really a different version of yourself, or you just sort of
Putting on a different
saying
hat.
something that exactly saying something that you're not comfortable saying, through whatever you're sort of whatever identity you walk through the world with. And I think that it's a very thinly veiled or thinly disguised alter ego, if anything, and and even in the name of the character, it's just this idea that you're still allowed to write your own story, that you don't have to carry who you've been, around with you in a way that your future becomes limited because of it. You're allowed to sort of break free of that if you need to, and still script your own story in a way. And I just find myself more and more, when I sit down to write, thinking about possibilities ahead rather than being sort of blinded by nostalgia and sort of yearning for the glory days in the past. I just find that it's just not a place that I can write music from, and it doesn't inspire me in any way. But the future and the big question mark that it represents is just basically an endless well of possibility.
I love that. If you could go out on stage as Ben Blank and you were going to wear an outfit, what would Ben Blank wear?
Well, Ben Blank is definitely a sort of cosmic cowboy figure. So, and in the opening song, I think there's a bit of a fashion clue as to what he would wear. And it definitely involves a lot of rhinestones.
Rhinestone cowboy moment.
So I think it's, he calls himself a rhinestone renegade. So I think if you can just take that and, expand on that idea.
I like that. Do you know who Orville
Full,
is?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you have a mask of some type along with all of these rhinestones.
Well, I mean, I'm willing to take. I'm not above taking fashion advice, especially from somebody who has such a keen eye as Orville Peck. Yeah,
And like
so
the mystery is kind of cool too. Like, who is that man? Could be anyone.
exactly. Yeah, and I love that. I love that. I love that whole idea of sort of, again, erasing this in it, but at the same time, in sort of erasing your personality, you're sort of creating an even deeper sort of desire to know. But yeah, I do feel like there's not enough mystery in the world anymore. We all just reveal everything all the time. We're all just sort of, vomiting up trivia about our day-to-day lives all the time. We have so many ways to do that. So many outlets that have an insatiable appetite for the sort of ridiculous minute details of everybody's existence all the time. But so a little bit of mystery is never a bad thing in my book.
Not at all. I always see those memes that are like, I wish I was mysterious, but unfortunately, I cannot help myself. And I'm like, yeah. It's very much that in the age of the internet, we can't help but going on Twitter and being like, today I saw a cat and it was nice. Good
Exactly.
experience. Good.
There, duty done. That's my civic duty to the internet for the day.
I have let the internet know what I saw today, and everybody
Exactly.
bowed. Well, speaking of the internet, I'm looking around for stuff and I'm looking at your socials. You have a TikTok, but there is only one video posted on said TikTok, and it's a very
Mhm.
cute dog. Does it happen to be your dog?
Is it a black dog?
It's a black dog.
Then it's my dog, yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Well, his official name is Milo, Milo, but it's yeah, Pup,
Pup
Pup,
Pup.
Pup. That's it. He's a frisbee obsessed, half border collie, half uh, lab, and we figured that if we're going to make one statement on TikTok that's going to shake the world to its foundations, it's going to be that one.
It's dog catching a frisbee. Hey, I mean, it caught me. Maybe you could teach Milo to do one of like the TikTok trends and then go even more viral, and then people will discover your band, and that's it.
Can you imagine? Are we too late for TikTok? Did we miss the boat on that one?
I don't think
With,
so. Although I know that they recently removed UGM music off of it. So TikTok is definitely
oh,
changing, very much so.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, we're gonna have to wait for the next one. We're gonna be really ahead of the curve on
There we
whatever the
go.
next thing is gonna be.
Yeah, the next form of social media, you're going to be the first
Yeah, we're
one
gonna be
there.
all over it. Yeah, we're gonna be the innovators
Yeah.
for sure.
Because you have kids, do they ever try and rope you into stuff like that, like filming with them or anything?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's
That's
happened. I have been caught, but I have three teenagers.
yeah.
So I've been caught on camera doing a few things that, like dance routines and things like that, because you feel like a horrible parent if you don't do it. And then you feel like a horrible parent for having encouraged it. So it's a real lose-lose situation with that. But yeah, no, they're also sort of constantly uh, chastising me for not being more, you know, active on TikTok, because they see that now as sort of reasons why they potentially might not be able to go to a fancier school than the one that they go to, because I'm not exploiting all of the opportunities, financially speaking, that I could be. So it's not out of the goodness of their hearts. This is for personal gain.
They're like, Father, we want to go viral. Where is our virality? Give it to us.
Exactly. So then and all of a sudden I'm getting sort of life coaching from my 13-year-old. Yeah.
Sounds like it. What songs are you looking forward to playing on the tour the most off the new album?
Yeah, it's hard to pick one, but if I had to zero in on one, it's a song called Cascades, which is sort of like right in the middle of the record. And I think, well, I've obviously feel a close personal connection with all of it, but I think for me, that's like the beating heart of the whole record. So, so far anyway, that's the point in the show where I really feel like we're sort of capturing the spirit of where we're at now. And it's nice when you have a song that sort of provides that opportunity for you to do it.
Definitely. When I was listening to the album this morning, that was the song that stuck out to me. I could really like picture the visuals for it,
Mhm.
and definitely stood out to me. I was very excited. I was like, this is a Sam Roberts tune for me. You know what I mean? When you hear the
Well,
album, you're like, oh, you wrote this one for me. That's so nice of you.
I did actually, it was,
I knew it. I knew
yeah,
it. I could feel it.
yeah, you
Uh,
weren't wrong.
Sam, is there anything else you want to add before your show tonight?
No, I'm just again just say big thanks to everybody in Victoria for who's coming out, for making it yeah, just making a resounding statement about the beautiful connection that we've had with the city for such a long time, and looking forward to celebrating that with all of you tonight.
All right. Well, we are very excited too. I will make sure to wear rhinestones and fringe, so you know, and anyone else who
You
listens
can
to
do
this
it.
will
You could do
also
it for the both of us.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'll be out on the stage
I look forward to seeing
Much,
that.
Sam. Much appreciated.
It's a
and
pleasure,
have so much fun
Emily.
at the show tonight.
Thank you. You too. We'll
Cheers.
see you then.
You're in the zone
At 91.3.